Hey, what's up guys?
Hey guys.
Today we decided to make a video on the idea of why we chose to have a destination wedding versus having a traditional style wedding. I know it's a conversation that a lot of people who are engaged think about, whether or not they should have a destination wedding or a wedding everyone could attend and things of that nature, because there are a lot of factors that go into thinking about a wedding with family and being able to attend or not. There's a lot of that. So today we just wanted to bring that conversation about and how we decided to do it and why we chose to do it that way. So I guess first, the main thing is, I think the first thing that crossed our mind was, of course, how much would everything cost, which is, I think, very important for everyone when it comes to deciding on your wedding, what kind of wedding you have, and things of that nature. Money is very important, and money is a big factor when it comes to making decisions. And for us, we chose to do a destination wedding, which we thought would be I guess more financially suitable for us, given the state of our how young we are and things of that nature. So first, I guess, how did you feel about us deciding on a destination wedding versus a traditional wedding that everybody knows about?
Well, I think really in the beginning of our relationship, we always knew that we wanted to have a destination wedding. We were thinking more like Jamaica, Bahamas at first, but we wanted as many people as we could have there, if you know what I mean. So I felt like Vegas would be more feasible, and we ended up having around 28, 29 people, which was still a pretty big number to fly across the country. But like he was saying, like, cost was a big factor. Everything for the wedding was under $10,000, which is unheard of for a wedding. For a wedding, we talked to wedding planners or people who've been married and had weddings, and if a wedding can cost between 20 to 50 grand, depending on really about 50 to 100,000,
something crazy like that. And that's insane for a young couple, we feel. So I think that was, like I said earlier, the biggest factor was A, financially, what would be the smart thing for us to do, and then B, where would it be that we would like to be. And originally we did plan on Jamaica, Bahamas, and things of that nature, but then changed our plans to try to be more accommodating for people who would want to come and see us get married. So we chose Vegas, and I think that was a great idea too. We had a great time out there. It was set up very well, and the way we did it through Caesar's Palace, and they had their whole wedding
department,
right, that handles things like that, the date, the time, and kind of help illustrate your wedding and make it a lot more simple for you and give you less stress. And that's something I think was another important thing, being less stressful on the wedding day. We wanted the only concern to be, how do we get there, what time we need to be there. That's it. We didn't want too many factors involved in our wedding, because we wanted to be an easy and smooth day, which I think it did turn out pretty smooth. It wasn't no hiccups at all, really, during our wedding. It was very straightforward, so we really enjoyed that part of it. But the way we chose to do it, of course, you have people who can make it and can't make it. People who want to come, people who don't want to come, whatever, it's fine. But what we did in Vegas, I think, was amazing, and that whole weekend was amazing for sure. What did you feel about us choosing Vegas versus originally wanting to be in the Bahamas and things of that nature?
I think it was a lot less stressful, and the guest count was way less. Like, I was telling him it probably would have been close to 200 or 300 people if we would have had it in like either of our hometowns. And feeding 200 to 300 people, that would have been expensive.
On its own would have been more than our wedding in Vegas, probably.
Yeah, and it was still a little expensive to feed, 30 people?
Just about, yeah.
But it wasn't near as much as we would have paid like back at home for 200 to 300 people. And the planning is pretty like hands-off, so if you like to be like very involved and very hands-on, I don't know if I would recommend this type of Vegas wedding for you. because like I reached out to the planner when we, got the date set in stone and paid the deposit, And then after that, I literally didn't hear anything for like until like a month before the wedding. So there was like, what, almost 7 months of no like contact or anything. And in the meantime, I was just finding a venue for food. And it was very important to us for it to be inside Caesar's Palace, so our guests wouldn't have to commute from the wedding venue to the restaurant. They literally just, what was it, like a 7-minute walk?
Right, yeah. So from the wedding venue itself outside Caesar's Palace in the gardens, into walking through, you know, the pool area, walking through the actual Caesar's Palace itself, we found our way making it to the restaurant, which was inside of like their main mall area in Caesar's Palace at Trevi. And that was a great idea as well, because that's not included in your wedding package when it comes to Caesar's Palace. That you're eating and all of that, that's on you. The Caesar's Palace like wedding thing we did was strictly for the wedding. So what we did with the food was go through Trevi, hey, let them know what we want to do, reserve a dinner ceremony for, you know, after a wedding, and give them the number count, did the numbers, how much stuff costs, and then did the number on how many people are going to be there, and that kind of helps, you know, facilitate things a lot easier. So that's a separate cost itself. But then again, we weren't too upset about it because we compared it to what could have been if we did it traditionally. Traditionally, we can say the numbers, how food was like food, drink package with alcohol.
Oh yeah, we had, everybody could order as much alcohol as they wanted. It was like a 4-course meal. There was a like charcuterie, there was bread, and then you ordered your main entree, and there was salad. And then after the main entree you had dinner. So what was it, like a 5-course meal?
Really about 4, I want to say. We had the charcuterie board thing come around first, and then we had the breads and salads if you wanted that, and then your main course meal, and then the dessert if you wanted dessert. And you had an unlimited drink, you know what I mean? Essentially for that many people, it's basically unlimited alcohol drinks if you wanted to. For that price, it was around about $5 grand almost. What was that?
It was like 4.
So say around $4 grand at Trevi to do that, compared to if we were to do a traditional wedding, let's say 150 people or 200 people, you have to supply food for that many people. If you decide to do alcohol, that's a whole nother bill itself. If you're trying to supply that much alcohol for 200 plus people, you're doubling, almost tripling what, you know, we spent at Trevi with the way we did it versus if we did traditionally. So that was a great thing for us for sure too. And then you were about to say?
Oh, I was saying at a traditional wedding, usually you may have 1 or 2 options that you can decide. Sometimes you may not have an option at all, like what the couple picks is what the couple picks. But what I liked about Trevi, we had our own personal menu, and there was at least 5 items to choose from. There was a fish dish, there was steak, there was chicken parmesan, there was like a seafood pasta, and what it was like salmon.
Yeah, like then I think it was like a vegan option too for another salad if you wanted a salad. So that's another thing too. Yeah, great memory on that, because that's a big factor too. With Trevi, we did choose a menu type that we like, which contributes to the price. There's different type of menus you can choose from, and that we chose that menu because that menu had the most variety. So, you know, people at weddings people aren't always going to complain no matter what. But we didn't hear any complaints. No, for us, no, and that's why I was so for the way we did it. We didn't hear nobody really complain because the menu had such a variety on it. It was going to be something you like out of those 5 choices for sure. It was going to be at least one you would like, and nobody really said the food was bad or anything like that. I enjoyed my food. Did you enjoy yours? Mm-hmm. Nobody really said nothing about the food being bad and people ate their food, so we were happy with that for sure. The variety at that price was amazing. Compared to doing it traditionally, you would have been spent God knows how much on trying to get different types of food or what you had.
And it would have been thrown away.
And I mean, it was so much food would have been thrown away. And I've been at weddings where food has been thrown away because people didn't like it, and people complain, well, why you didn't have this? It's nasty. Why you didn't have that and that? And we cut that out by, look, here's a menu. 5 things on it, find something you like, get you the alcohol you want, dessert you want. I mean, it was amazing. So in that regard, depending on what you like and what you want, I feel doing something like that is more beneficial for everyone, and including you as the people who are paying for the wedding or going to be the people get married. You can choose a variety of the dishes you want for you and your spouse and for everybody else. And that just makes it so much simpler compared to trying to supply so much food that's going to get thrown away doing a traditional wedding. So we talked about what the place in which we got married, which was at
well,
the
do
Caesar's
you want to
Palace.
go more in depth on that? We got married at the Juno Gardens at Caesar's Palace, and he said like it was out by the pool area, but it was secluded, so you didn't hear any like music or noises from the pool. It was very nice. The only thing is, I think there was a family still in the venue when we arrived. So all the guests saw me in my wedding dress while I was walking to the dressing room. So that was a little, you know. And then I think we caught each other at the corner of our eyes because they had the room that I was in, they kept going in and out, in and out. So I saw like his backside, and I'm not sure what he saw of me.
I saw her. So what happened was, like she said, again, we went out, we got married October 7th, which is peak season for Vegas and for weddings in Vegas. And what the way Caesars does it is everybody has a time frame, and they're very punctual.
And you have to be on time.
They're not playing. Your time starts when your time starts. You're not there, that's just counting against the clock. So they're gonna be very punctual, which is good. So you can know your wedding day should be going smoothly the way they operate. So once one couple finishes, the next couple comes in, their family party, and on so on forth. So what happened was, yeah, the door was behind me and the guests. So I'm facing the aisle, looking down the aisle. I'm just, talking with family, and then I hear the door open behind me, and then I turn around, and at the corner of my eye, I can see her. And so she saw me, I saw her, because I looked at the corner of my eye.
Well, we didn't like look each other in the eyes, but we just saw like
glimpses of each other. So I saw a little bit of her dress, and then she saw the back of what I was wearing. So, but no, it was just something to talk about, after the wedding and stuff like that. But other than that, everything else went smoothly. They kind of tried their best to keep us away from each other. And you had to arrive, like 30 minutes to an hour?
Well, no, it was just 30 minutes because, they still had another ceremony before us going on. So, yeah, and where they placed us, like in the package we got from Caesar's Palace, do you want to talk about like what that included? It included the photographer, it included a champagne toast, which is really nice. So after the ceremony, everybody got a glass of champagne, and we, took pictures and socialized. Things I did add rose petals and an owl runner. But besides that, the venue itself was beautiful. It didn't need any extra decorations, and that's another thing. If we would have had it back at home, decorations would have been insane. So I think that's a pro tip if you're trying to save money. Find a venue that's naturally beautiful, so there's not much that you have to, add to, spice it up or jazz it up. Because I think the additional things I added, I had $100 credit included in the package. So I think I only spent like $200 for the owl runner and the rose petals, which was a nice touch.
Yeah, compared to, like you said, this is what this video is about, comparing it why we're happy we chose it the way we chose and versus what the alternative was. Again, everybody's not gonna do it the same way. Some people truly desire a traditional wedding. There's nothing wrong with that if you desire that. You just know.
Yeah, some people want like, a big, shebang and
right. And we're more so kind of chilled and reserved, so we're not really looking for a huge, like anything like that. But yeah, like decorations could have been insane of a cost. When it comes to buying chairs and just to see how many chairs we would need for a wedding venue, the size of the venue itself, decorations, and then the cleanup of that. Like if you pay somebody to
Yeah,
decorate,
that was a huge like advantage. There was, as soon as the wedding was over, the wedding planners were getting the stuff ready for the next wedding, so there was nothing for us to clean up. Well, everybody else walked to Trevi, but me and him had to stop by the room because my feet were killing me. So I had to go put on some sandals, and then, you know, we met everybody else at Trevi and everybody was already seated. So we had like, you know, not a grand entrance, but we kind of had an entrance, you know.
I mean, I guess they was waiting on us. Basically, they was waiting on us. Because they were able to be seated, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think your mom told them, hey, I'm with the Hayden party for the wedding. They're coming. They just had to go, you know, do whatever. But yeah, we didn't have to clean up no type of decorations and stuff. And then that, you know, versus a traditional wedding, depends on who you are or what y'all decide. Decorations, if you pay somebody to decorate your wedding, is it you're going to clean it up or you're going to pay them extra to make sure they clean up that immediately? Because whatever venue you have, I'm pretty sure the venue would charge you if that place is spotless clean, you know what I mean, once you guys are done. So the way we deal with that is we took our pictures after the wedding and then that we was out. We wasn't worried about nothing. You can say the same for Trevi. If you buy all this food and from a vendor to come, you know, supply your traditional wedding full of food and things of that nature, you're probably gonna have to get hit with a fee from them as far as cleanup goes, and catering. You're from caterer, they're probably gonna charge you for cleaning up and things of that nature. And if they spill something or break something, the venue, you gotta make sure you have that fixed before the venue, you know, find out or whatever. With Trevi, we ate, they came back around, got the plates, brought the next meal out that we wanted, we ate, they came around, got the plates, brought out the desserts. Once we're done with desserts, they got that. We just talked and laughed a little bit and drank a little bit, and then it was time to go. We didn't have to clean up nothing. We ate and left and enjoyed it like that. So that was another benefit compared to traditional wedding. Once the wedding's over and everybody leave and all that, I think the wedding party we have to worry about, oh God, I gotta make sure this reception venue is clean. I gotta make sure all this food get out of here. The DJ, I gotta make sure all these drinks get out of here. What can we do with all this leftover alcohol? Stuff like that can get expensive and worrisome, so we eliminated a lot of that with the way we did it. So that's another thing for sure. We're so, you know, happy we did it that way to eliminate just unnecessary stress, for sure. And then I think that, and also that opened up freedom in our day and our night after the wedding, because, you know, if we're not thinking about, oh, we gotta clean up, we gotta make sure this gets done, who has this and that. Once we were done eating, we were just all outside, standing around, looking at the, just talking to each other, like outside of Trevi in the mall here, just talking, hanging out, laughing, with no worries about what needs to be done or things of that nature. So I'm happy, you know, we chose to do that instead of a reception for sure. But, you know, other than that, what else came with?
I mean, do you want to talk about like the pricing? I know we talked about it a little bit, but to go more into detail with the pricing, I believe the package at Caesar's Palace was $4,000, and like I said, Trevi was close to $4,000. So we came around $8,000, and for the wedding and the reception, and like for food and alcohol and all of that to be included, and it was basically stress-free. I mean, I wouldn't trade it for anything. Like, I have no regrets about having it in Vegas at all. Definitely. I mean, even including how much it cost us to travel out there. And I mean, our Caesar's Palace package covered, what, 2 nights?
So we got that Friday night and Saturday night we were in Caesar's Palace. And
then we paid for that Thursday night. So we would be there Thursday, Friday, and Saturday night. So even with like hotel and flight and everything, it was still under 10,000.
Yeah.
I mean, really, if you want to include my dress and everything, like if you include that, then maybe it'll hit 10,000. But like that's still, still pretty good.
I mean, some women, let's be honest, some women may spend that much on a dress, period, how much we spent total for our wedding weekend. So again, it's all about what you guys desire and what you like, but we just wanted to kind of give people a guesstimate and opinions on doing a traditional wedding versus a destination wedding. Again, this all varies. We went to Vegas, so some that may go to Mexico, you may go to Jamaica, or wherever you decide. The pricing, of course, is going to vary because of what's out there and what is available. But this is just a general, ballpark of how much we spent doing it the way we did it. You may decide to do it, your immediate family, and your spouse and their immediate family, and that's it. That could save you a lot of money too. It just depends on whatever you desire and what you like. So financially, for us, this was more, the smart thing to do, and we had help doing this too. I appreciate your parents definitely for helping out with the cost of things and making sure that our wedding weekend went phenomenal, with them helping out and having their opinions and giving us advice on weddings and things to spend money on and not to worry about. So I would say do that as well. Seek advice from people who are married or people you believe can give you good advice. Not everybody. You don't want to get advice from everybody. There's some people in marriages.
No, because you have to filter out the opinions. Because I know there was quite a few people that were pretty hurt about our decision, but at the end of the day, if nobody's giving you, if they're not setting up a GoFundMe or donating,
giving you nothing
to have this big extravagant thing back at home, then you really have to just decide, as a couple, what's feasible for you. And I will say, don't think your Vegas wedding has to be cheap. If you want something above the top, real crazy, Caesars had packages that were $40,000, $50,000.
Do what you can afford.
So,
you know what I mean? We're not gonna tell you to go. What we did was what we were comfortable with doing, and we were minimalistic anyways. We didn't really need a lot of extra stuff for our wedding. Not that we couldn't have done it. We could have, but it wasn't that. We weren't in that urge of let's go all out for our wedding. We were like, let's do something nice that we like. It's simple. It's not a lot of hassle. It's not a lot of stress. This is perfect for us. We liked every way everything looked. We were fine. But for you or somebody else, they may want more. And if you can afford it and it's not that big of a deal for you, then do it. I would never tell anybody to go as cheap as you can on your wedding. What we spent was still a lot of money in the grand scheme of things. It's a lot of money that was spent. But it's about doing what you like and desire for you and yours. Like you said, we had people who were disappointed in the fact that we chose to have a destination wedding. But our decision for our wedding is our decision for our wedding. It's not, let's make everybody happy and then worry about us.
Because people are still not going to be happy. Even if we had it back at home, people would have found something to complain about.
People did, you know what I mean? So,
and like I said, at least nobody complained to us, but from the crowd that we had in Vegas, the 30 people or so, we heard no complaints.
Yeah.
Everybody got along. Everybody was, happy-go-lucky.
Yeah.
And it was just a great day.
No, it was a pretty good time. And then also, and this could be a whole nother conversation, but finding things to do while you're at this, destination location for everybody to do together. You know what I mean? We had the Top Golf thing with the immediate family. We had the bar crawl the night before the wedding. And then just hanging around, finding time to go hang around with people who are in town to support you. And just, really just don't worry about the people who are going to have opinions on your wedding and your decision. Or, it's for you and your spouse to enjoy and do what makes you guys happy. Because at the end of the day, your wedding is just a symbol of your love and, celebration of your love, not everybody else's. It's about you and the person that you're with. It's not about everybody else and what they desire. And then, like she said, if they're not helping you pay for nothing, their opinions don't. It has an extra don't matter on it if they're not helping you pay for it. And if they was volunteering to help, look, you guys want to have it back home, I help you guys pay for it, cover it. Then you can value their opinion a little bit differently because they're willing to help. But if you're not willing to pay for nothing to help with nothing, your opinion really is more negative than neutral. at that point, because you're really not helping at all. So do what's best for you and yours, instead of, you know, being concerned about who can't make it and who can make it. For those who really wanted to make it, there is a will. I truly believe there's always a will and a way to be where you want to be, no matter what. There's always a will and a way if you really want to be somewhere. But, you know, other than that, I mean, I would say that a destination wedding is perfect, I think, for young couples.
Well, any couples. I know my parents, my dad and my bonus mom, they got married in Jamaica. I mean, it was just them two, but like I said, it's really just whatever you and your spouse want to do.
Whatever y'all want to do, just do that. You know, we just basically bringing like our opinions on that, you know, destination wedding versus you know, traditional wedding. And there's so much more that factors into it that we didn't talk about, but we're just trying to give you the quick rundown of what we experienced with ours and how we enjoyed it, you know what I mean? So we'll insert a few clips of some of the stuff we're talking about as far as what the venue looked like, what we ate, and what, I mean, and during the location, how that looked and how beautiful that was. But other than that, I think that's about it. I think we covered everything. Yeah, I think that's about it. So for us, a destination wedding was definitely for us. For you or someone you may know, traditional may be for them. But I would say share this video with somebody you know who's getting married, or you know, anytime soon, so they can kind of listen to opinions of people who had it traditionally versus destination, so they can kind of figure out what they want to do. Because, you know, this is a conversation that I think every couple have once they get engaged. Like, what kind of wedding do you want, and what do you think of this type of wedding? And, you know, videos like this kind of help people decide on what they really want to do. So, you know, definitely share this with somebody, or leave a comment below of how does your wedding plans go, and what you decided to do, and were you happy with it or not. But other than that, you have anything else you're thinking about?
I think that's it.
And that's it. Well, we definitely appreciate you guys for watching. Please be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you in our next video.
Bye.
Peace out.